The authority of a man, the perks of a woman, and the accountability of a child. This is today's modern woman. If you've been watching me for a while, this is probably something you've heard me say on here before. And the reason why I emphasize it so much is because it is 100% true. When you really get down to the nuts and bolts of the mindset of the modern woman. Alright, let's start with authority. We live in a society that requires two incomes for you to raise a family in a middle to upper middle class home and build generational wealth for your future offspring. We live in a society where women are making more money now than ever, but yet are still complaining about a pay wage gap. However, still requiring a man that makes more than them. And I actually just saw a video recently showing that 70% of women still think that men should be providing, when only 13% of men, that's including married men, make six figures or more, which is about what you would need for one parent to stay home. You know what I mean? Looking at numbers, stats, things that are concrete to try to come to solutions. Those are things women tend to, lack for a better word, overlook. I could use some other terms, but I'm gonna be nice in this video. So what you have is this power struggle where women think that they feel entitled to more of a say in relationships. They feel as if they should be alleviated from some of those traditional gender roles, such as cooking and cleaning, and some of that should be passed on to the male side, but still holding men to their traditional standards. Like I said in the 50-50 video, you're not gonna see a man over here saying, well, you should cut the grass more, you should clean the gutters more. When we get 5-6 inches of snow and you still gotta commute back and forth to work, you should go out there and shovel it, not me. See, I'm like, men are more realistic in that way. So, with that in mind, the authority thing is gonna be an issue. Because it leads into the second part: accountability and responsibility. You cannot have authority without responsibility. You can't have one without the other. What you see nowadays is that what women want is authority without any other responsibility. So in other words, today's modern women, they want a man to quote unquote lead, but what they're really saying is that I want to have a say in a relationship, but when things go wrong or when things go awry, you know what I mean? Anything that needs to be fixed, problem solved, that responsibility falls on you. Whatever goes wrong, it's your fault. Whether I help you make that decision or not is up to you to solve that problem. I'm not sure who I got this quote from, but I think I've heard it from several content creators. Responsibility without authority is slavery. Believe it or not, fellas, this is what the modern woman wants. They want you to be responsible for everything that goes wrong, including the things you can't control that can even be caused by them. And they still want you to take responsibility for it, but not have any authority over them. Which is really kind of ironic when you think about it, because if they let you exercise that authority, then you wouldn't have to really be responsible for fixing so many issues now, would you? Because men are logical creatures. If you allow men to lead, chances are we can solve whatever problem that's in front of us before it leads into something even bigger. And then there's the perks of a female. This is something that's never gonna go away. Women are always gonna expect for you to pay for first dates. No matter how much they scream equality, no matter how much they scream I got my own bag, no matter how much they scream I'm independent, no matter how much they scream they don't need a man's money, they're gonna always expect you to pay for first dates. They're gonna expect you to pay for dates. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. I know it doesn't make any sense. Trust me, I know. You know what I mean? But this is the world we live in. However, that does not mean these women have the right to push you around, give you ultimatums, tell you what to do, shame you into doing things you don't want to do, just for the sake of their benefit. There's nothing wrong with spoiling your girlfriend. However, as a man, you need to have a backbone. Because if she's getting the perks of being a woman by being with you, then she needs to understand that those other two things that I mentioned, responsibility and authority, those two things falls on the man. And if those two things fall on the man, then it needs to stay that way. I stay in my lane, you stay in yours. This is one of the biggest issues that we have in dating nowadays. Men do not want to put up with this. It's unattractive to deal with a woman who wants to act like she's the boss of the relationship only when she wants things to go her way or she wants something. But the moment things aren't going so well, or the moment things are falling apart, or there's an issue or something needs to be fixed, now the man has to throw his cape on and come in and save the day. These women don't want leaders, bro. These women want superheroes. These women want thankless, throw the cape on superheroes. These women want men with no backbone that will put them on a pedestal. And now these women are getting upset because of channels like mine and channels before me that are doing far better than I have because they've been on a lot longer, are pushing the message for men to have a backbone. Men have been beaten down and critiqued to the T for decades. Men have been returning the favor for a couple years, and women are losing their mind. But women were doing it to us for decades, and we were quiet. And it was cool, and it was cool as long as we were being a good little boy. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Be a good boy, be a good boy. But as soon as men showed you that they had a little bark, the moment men showed you they had a little backbone, now all of a sudden we're a problem. Now all of a sudden we're toxic. Now all of a sudden people like Andrew Tate are getting canceled just because he's telling men to have a backbone, just because he's telling men to go out there and improve yourself, because he's telling men to go to the gym, get your money up, so that way you can be more attractive to the type of women that you want. So that way you can be a leader for your family. But women are rejecting this. And fellas, the reason why women are rejecting this is because they really don't want leaders. They say they do, but their actions say otherwise. That's something else I say a lot on my channel as well. Because if you really pay attention to the way women move versus what they say, 9 times out of 10 it never matches. That's why all of them say they want the good boy, but they end up with the bad boy. The perks of a woman, the accountability of a child, and the authority of a man. This is the modern day woman. They're asking for more and offering less, fellas. It's up to you to decide what you're gonna do. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. And hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.